Hello, Libra rising. It is your September forecast. Let's dig into it. So, this past Sunday, Mars entered your first house of self. That's Libra. That's you. Okay. Mars is action. It can be frustration, it can be motivation, it can be anger. So, Mars entering this area is a focus on who you are, your identity, and yourself, and maybe how others see you. So, that's going to be a theme for a while. On the 30th, which is today, August 30th, the full moon in Pisces is with Saturn. And that is going to be your sixth house of health, daily life, routine. And it's about taking care of business. Okay. There could be obstacles to that because the sun's in Virgo. That's your 12th house. You just want to, man, let go and just enjoy life. And that's the 12th house. It's spirituality, it's meditation, it's retreat, it's reflection, it's just kind of letting go. The sun's there. This past weekend, the sun opposed Saturn, and you were like, okay, I have work to do. I have restrictions, I have obligations. But then comes the full moon. It's like, I did that and it actually recharged me. Can you even imagine? It's like this feedback loop between the two. Okay. So I actually took care of the thing I needed to take care of. And now look at me, I'm feeling better. Well, now Mercury retrograde is in your 12th house of subconscious, spirituality, retreat, reflection. Sometimes it's self undoing is the 12th house. And it's like, but couldn't you do it better? Why don't you rethink how much time we spend alone? Because didn't you enjoy that? That's kind of what this Mercury retrograde is about. It's about getting more in alignment spiritually with what you need to be doing. The full moon in Pisces is in your sixth house of daily life and health. And it's like, if you take care of your spirit, you take care of your body. Okay. So what we got next? I gotta get back. I was looking at your chart too. Okay, Friday. The moon's in Aries. That's your seventh house of relationships, and it's going to oppose Mars in your first house of self. So there's going to be interpersonal stuff. That's September 1st that goes on around that time. And then we got September 3rd, Venus direct. That is in your 11th house of large groups of people, networking, goals for the future. You've been reevaluating that. Okay, what are my goals? What kind of people do I want to involve myself with and be around? Well, on the 3rd, Venus moves forward in that area. So the goals that you've been thinking about and reevaluating are starting to become more material again. Don't forget that squares Jupiter and Uranus in your 8th house, though. That's investment. It's like, what do I want to invest? What is it worth? The moon will be there during this. Now, the 4th, Mercury retrograde trines Jupiter. Mercury retrograde is in your 12th house. That can be quite spacey, but it trines Jupiter in your 8th house of boundaries, deep work. This is deep spiritual work you're doing all week. This could also be a moment in which you find someone who is actually going to give back to you what you put in, an investment that you make that actually is in alignment with what you want out of life and what your spirit needs. The 6th is the Mercury Cazimi in the same places, and the 7th and 8th is the Sun trine Jupiter, same places. 12th house, spirituality, and then 8th house, shared resources, which is the resources you share with others. That includes your family, the house you live under, the roommates you have, the investments you make, the debts you have, how much work you're putting in versus what you're getting back. Okay. And it's trining your 12th house of retreat and reflection. So think about that. The trine is supportive. You're learning things about yourself through this and what your boundaries are and what you want to commit to. Now, the 10th of September, the moon moves into Leo. That's your 11th house of goals, networking, and large groups of people. So that will be a theme all week. And also the theme of what are my boundaries being honored around that time. Now, the 14th is the new moon in Virgo. Virgo, again, your 12th house of retreat, spirituality, and reflection. That's going to be a time when you set new intentions for how much time you spend with yourself, with your spirit in that place of taking care of stuff, taking care of your own body and your own physical self, and then your own mental self. Okay. That's a new moon. It's a seed planting time, but Mercury goes direct in the same place at the same point. So things start moving forward. And the best part is it's trine to Uranus, which is change. Uranus is in your 8th house of boundaries and investments. So I think around this time, you realize you need to make an investment into your own spiritual world, your own spiritual life, and your own self. And that is what the change and innovation is going to be about. What you will and will not accept based on your spiritual principles. On the 16th, the moon hits Mars, and that's going to be in your 1st house of self. So you may really want people to see you during that time and really be focused on your identity. The 17th, Venus and your 11th house of goals squares Jupiter and your 8th house of investments, shared resources, sometimes debts. Okay, so don't, spend too much money on something you think is going to work out when it might not. Mercury is still retrograde, but it is something to get clear on. Which one wins? The retreat, the quiet time, the 8th house deep work where you really get dramatic with someone. I'm sorry, that's wrong. The 11th house, not the 12th house. Venus is in your 11th house. Goals, which one's going to work? So the goals for the future and the groups that you're in, or what you're willing to invest in it. Those are the 2 places that have tension. I'm so sorry. I am not, it's already confusing enough, and I don't need to be mistaking words and messing it up like Mercury retrograde wants me to do. By the way, on the 17th, at the same time, the moon's in Scorpio, which is your 2nd house of finances. So definitely money comes up around the 17th, and what you're willing to give or wanting to get based on goals. On the 19th, the sun opposes Neptune. So I would watch your health around that time, because Neptune's in your 6th house of health. The sun's in your 12th house of mental health. So just, keep yourself well. And even through the 20th and 21st with the moon in Sagittarius. The 22nd and 23rd, we got the moon in Capricorn. And that is actually squaring Mars and Libra, which is in your 1st house. So Capricorn is your 4th house of home and family. A square is tension. And Mars is in your 1st house of self. So there's something about who you are, and it's not sitting right with the home and family area, or something's got to adjust. But the sun also moves into Libra, which, by the way, anytime it's Libra season, it's season of you, because you're a Libra rising, and that is your identity. Okay, so the whole month is going to be about you and what you want and how you want to be seen. If you even do, you may not. 24th, the moon in Aquarius. That is going to be your 5th house of creativity. It's going to activate Venus. The 26th is the moon in Pisces. That is your 6th house of daily life, health, and retreat. That's 26th, 27th. So that's going to light up Saturn and the 12th 6th house axis, which is, again, health and what you do every day versus your spirituality and things of that nature. And then the 28th is Venus square Uranus. It's the last one. Venus is in your 11th house of goals and networking. Square Uranus in your 8th house of boundaries, empowerment, disempowerment, and shared resources. What is having to change and adjust based on those 2 themes? And then the 29th is the full moon in Aries, which is your relationship area. And might I add that there is a lot of that energy coming in with Mars and Libra. So I think, especially with Jupiter and Uranus in your 8th house of boundaries, it's definitely like on the 29th with the full moon in Aries, be watching that, don't get taken away with rose-colored glasses. This is more of, is this good for me? Is this worth investing my time in? But other than that, it looks like a good full moon. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the flip side, ecstaticastrology.com if you want to book. Leave a comment if you have questions, and I'll catch you on the flip side around October 1st. See you then.